Okay, well, we're going to start with just a wee bit of family business. So, we have a young man that's been following us on YouTube for a couple of years now, and he even Skypes in to do the metaphysical classes. So he's done Metaphysics 1 and Metaphysics 2 for every Saturday morning, and he's a wonderful, wonderful young man. So Omar just found out that he could be a non-local member. So we're going to receive him in this morning, and his name is Omar Villapando, and it's really
Villapando.
I tried. Omar Villapando. Thank you, Sorelli. So Omar, we love you. So Omar, wherever you are as you're hearing this, just take a moment, shut your eyes, and we're going to see you in our mind's eye, and we're all just going to give you a blessing. So if you just see and feel that essence of Omar, and then we're just breathing. At first, we're going to send our personal love. So Omar, take our love. Take our love as part of our spiritual family. Feel our gratitude and our connecting with you, and feel that great peace. And now we're going to send the divine love. Father, Mother God, we ask that your light now enfold Omar. We ask that he is lifted to a space of clarity so that the path before him becomes clear. That he feels your love guiding him in every moment. And he knows that he has a spiritual family that stands by his side. Even though he is in California, he is in our hearts and in yours. And we lift him up to you, God. And we call forth many, many, many blessings. And so it is. Thank you, goodness. Hope you felt that, Omar. Okay, so now we'll have our beautiful choir come up and set the tone for us this morning. Awesome choir. It's beautiful. All right. You all know that this month we're talking about mindfulness. And we started with mindfulness about your creations, and mindfulness about your mission, and mindfulness about your words. So have you guys been walking with a greater sense of awareness? I know that Patrick did a beautiful service last week, mindful about your words. And we quoted the minister to each other throughout the week. But we kind of were not so mindful about our words. But it is good to keep that focus, because what we focus on expands, and what we use our words for, we call into our dimension, into our reality. So today I'm going to talk to you about a very easy topic. This is being mindful of investments. And these are your energy investments. And this includes all of your investments. So to be mindful, again, is to be aware of, to be thoughtful about. It's something that we think about, and it governs all of our choices and decisions. It's mindfulness. And we're awake. It's about being awake. So one of the things that will easily take you into where the awareness I want you to go is when you're mindful of your investments. We can talk about mindful of investments of your money. Everybody is extremely attached to how they invest their money. Are you not? Do you not pay attention, most of us, to what you buy, what you earn, when you stick it in the market? Are you not aware of investing the monetary energy? Yes? Okay. All right. Are you aware of investment of time? When you invest time to do this or time to do that, and there's not enough time for all your investments. So you're aware of investing your energy on those two levels. Okay? All right. Are you also aware that you invest in people? You invest in your jobs? Everything that you do in your world, you're literally investing your energy. Say, I got it.
I got it.
Okay. Metaphysically, we talk all the time about giving of our energy. We talk about having our energy, and then we give our energy to invest in something, right? So we can look at it that way. I want you to look at it a different way too. Both could be real, both could be absolutely true. We do not know. Imagine that Your energy field is this beautiful orb of light. You're in the beautiful orb of light. It's all of your energy. And everything that you invest in, you actually bring into your orb of light. Think of it that way. Now think about how much space your job is occupying, how much space your monetary investments are occupying, how much space the friends are occupying, how much space the things you worry about is occupying. Can you see how if you look at energy investments just with that different type of picture, your beautiful orb of light might be absolutely packed to overflowing with clutter. And if you have it so full with all this activity, how is there space for you? Sometimes we invest so much, even if it is just this way, this way, this way, this way. We might invest that way. Give, 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 give until we are drained. So look at it that way, or look at it with the beautiful egg, and you live with all of these investments, and they're with you every moment of every day, and those you worry about are there, and those work is always there, and that's why you can't sleep at night, because the work is still there in your field. And da-da-da-da-da. You got it? How beautiful are you? Let me put it to you this way. Is there room for change?
Yeah.
Is there room to shift some of this energy? All right, so that's what we want to talk about today. All right. When we get to the point where we don't even know who we are anymore, we can say that our energy field is cluttered. And how many of you have reached that point from time to time? All right. So, the first thing that I want to talk to you about is learning to be present. And this is easily said. I can say it so easily. You should do this. But it takes a space of actually talking to self with an intended determination to make yourself present. Have you ever found your mind roaming? And sometimes then you roam for an hour and you're back where you started. And nothing was accomplished. Let me tell you something I know you'll understand. You're driving in your car. You end up at the store. You have no memory of how you got there.
Yeah. Guilty.
You were roaming. Your brain was having its own little field trip. And you have no memory of what you saw, nor memory of what you were thinking, because you were roaming. So to be present is to recognize in that moment, wait, boom, let me, the I am of me, let me, the spirit of me, let me see what I'm thinking. Let me see what's happening. See, sending me, you. Let me see what's happening inside me. And when you're in that moment, and when you can come to that moment, and it does take determination, I won't use the word fierce, I want to. Fierce determination, but it takes focused determination to come to that moment and say, what am I thinking and why am I thinking this? Who am I? I've just found who I am in this. I've just found who I am. We roam in our thoughts trying to make sense of other people's realities, you realize that. We're trying to make sense of what someone else is doing. Well, it's never going to make sense to us because we're not in the eye of their storm. We're watching their winds. And we don't even realize in the eye of their storm, they're reading a book quietly. They're calm. They're not caught up in their winds. And we're trying to figure them out, trying to figure stuff out. Becoming present is coming to that space in our calm. Letting everything else go for a minute and become calm and see where your thoughts take you then. So easy, isn't it? I think you guys just got calm. All right. This is becoming present with our thoughts. It's clarity. All right. When we go there, the I am is present in us, and it clears things that we could not otherwise see. We might get guidance. We might just get the peace. We might get what our next step is. We might get something fabulous downloaded to us, or we might just feel ourselves. Do you know what it's like to feel yourself? Just to feel yourself. It's amazing. It's amazing. And sometimes it takes a minute to get there. The other day I was working very, very hard. It's been a very, very difficult day. Not difficult, but busy. I didn't have 1 minute to think my own thoughts because I'm going from one healing to the next, the next, the next, the next, the next, all day long, and then I had to teach that night. That God's Spirit was with me. They said, get your little blanket, go lay down on the hill out there and just let Mother Earth heal you. And I did. I got my little blanket and I laid flat on the ground and said, okay, Mother Earth, heal me. And it was wonderful. And it took probably half an hour before I could feel myself again. But I could feel myself again. And then I could do more. So I encourage you to do that earth exercise. All right, moving on. So we understand finding space, finding self in the middle of all of it, having that moment of being present. Now we're going to shift to another aspect of energy investments. And I'm going to use this example with friends because it happens on every level, but I think you'll understand friendships easier. Okay, ready? All right. We need to decide what investments are serving us and what investments are stealing from us. And stealing was the word Spirit gave me, so I'm going to use it. Stealing. Okay, difficult. We have investments. Think of friends. This is easier for you to follow. Friends that you have invited into your world under an agreement. Oh, we love each other. You're going to be my friend. Yes. Oh, this is fabulous. Come into my house. And we invite them into our house, and we have tea, and it's wonderful. It's a wonderful friendship. And then all of a sudden, they start helping themselves to the silverware. One spoon at a time. One spoon at a time. And they love you, and you love them. And then pretty soon, you've got 12, a setting for 12. So you notice a couple spoons missing, and you're not really thinking about it. And then a couple more go missing, and then you go, hey, you're taking my spoons. Yeah, I love your spoons. Yeah, no, but I love my spoons too. I know you do. Well, let's not take my spoons. Okay. And they come back into your house, and 2 or 3 more spoons go missing. You're like, hey, my spoons. Yeah, I like your spoons. And then a few more, and you're down to 4 spoons out of 12 spoons. You go, hey, why you gotta take my spoons? And you know what they say to you? Hey, why is it always about the darn spoons? How dare you keep talking about spoons? We're friends, don't you love me? Yes, I love you. I'm down to 4 spoons, man. Wait a minute. And then they put you in the dilemma. You love me. Don't you accept me exactly as I am? Metaphysics 101. Problem. Dear, I have to love you. I have to accept you as I am. I invest my energy in you, but you are stealing my stuff. What do I do? Well, the better man, the metaphysical man, the love, there's all love in the universe. Come, be my friend, steal my spoons. Now, what have you just set up in your reality?
Where your forks be stolen.
The forks are coming. The forks are coming. Because in this friendship, this friend has said to you, I'm going to steal your stuff. I'm just going to do it. It's who I am. Can you accept it or can you not? In energy investments, if you think about energy investments, this is the point where you need to make a decision. What serves me and what steals from me? And if I maintain a relationship, it came in under one agreement and now we've got all these other agreements underneath it that I didn't agree to. If I take it back to this agreement, and I can't, every time I try to take it back there, no, it's not going to change. So I have to make a decision. Metaphysically, I would say this. When I go in with the intention of a mutually beneficial experience, and it no longer is benefiting me, it is time to let it go. It's time to realize that investment is not for me. But I can love my spoon-stealing friend. I can love you. I love you. You're going to steal spoons wherever you go. God bless you. And you're going to find someone who has a bunch of spoons. Because that's how the universe flows. You need spoons, you're going to find somebody with spoons galore. But I got to let it go, not because you took my spoons, but because the original agreement is no longer serving me. There's too many attachments under there. I need to come back to the original agreement. Okay, think with me. Now, some of you have been through divorces, go, I lived that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You know? Some of you who have had friendships where it's flipped. But this goes across the board to everything. Think about companies you might have invested in your stock markets. And they were really good and they were doing great, and then all of a sudden, over years, the intention might have shifted for their intention, and now they're doing things that you don't necessarily agree with, and you're just hanging there because it's familiar. You're hanging there because it once matched you. And now they're a company you wouldn't invest in, not because they're not making money, but because they ethically don't match your consciousness. But do you pull out? No. I've been there for too long. I'm going to stay. Do you see? The original intention has now gotten into a space where your energy investment is now funding something you're not in alignment with. And if we take the idea that we actually wear this in our energy field, and we've invested even just a little sliver of money in some company that we really wouldn't invest in today, that's in our field. And we don't like them. Ew, I don't like you. But I'm not going to get rid of you. I'm going to let you reside in my field. Are you hearing me? All right. Was this hard to hear? Okay. So, we have to be mindful of our investments. Does it serve me? Does it serve me? And I'm going to tell you something that I believe is absolute truth. I stand here experienced in this. If something is not serving me, I am not serving it. I am not serving it. And every time I've had a moment where I had to pull away from something that I was invested in that no longer served me, the other party goes, phew, I know how to get out of that one. Because I really love you and you're a good person anyway. I am a good person. But it was no longer resonating. I wasn't being served, and quite frankly, they weren't being served either. They needed different spoons. They were tired of my spoons. Do you see? All right. Take a breath. That was hard, was it? Oh, okay. Third aspect. Our world always teaches us to help others. Our world teaches us reach out and invest in those around you. Reach out and help those around you. If you are reaching out and helping ideas and principles that you are not aligned with, how valuable is your help? What if you were a person who was sitting in a little corner office studying the light waves that were being emitted from the planet Mars as they impact the Earth? And that's all you did all day long. Now, would you get mad at that person if they invested in an astronomy society? Would you get mad at that person if they invested in technology for a new telescope? Would you say you're not feeding the poor? Get out there and feed the poor. Would you say that to them? They're not thinking about the poor. They're thinking about light waves coming from Mars. Do you think that's going to be valuable to us in the future? They are investing in things that are part of a resonance within their world. If they have an energy field and they're investing in research here or young scientists there, or do you hear what I'm saying? Those investments, if we do carry them, wouldn't they be resonant with who they are? And how often are we, I'm going to use the word, I'm sorry, guilted into investing in ideas, movements, things that are the antithesis of our world. And then we carry it. You don't carry it. Guilt attaches you to it. You carry it. And now you've got to worry about, well, are they going to be responsible with what I gave them? Now you've got to worry about all these things because it's not your energy. Whereas if it were something that you had an affinity for, it'd be easy. It'd be easy. The church is currently gathering food for the North Fulton Community Charities. And I love that idea. I'm not hungry in my world, but they're in my county, going to schools right down the street. I love that idea. I love that idea so much. I love that idea so much. Patrick and I had already gone shopping, and we bought stuff and brought in, and I just had this thing, you know, You know how I'll just periodically give some stranger $100, just, I love you, take $100. But I'm gonna take $100 and go to the grocery store. And so I went to the grocery store and I bought little bags of sugar and flour, because I bake. It's the only thing I do. Sugar and flour and cornmeal, like 10 of each. Had my basket full, and Patrick's buying stuff, basket full, but this is my money. Went up to check out, it rang up $90. And I went, yes! And I threw my hands in the air, and it didn't even dawn on me. I must have been quite the spectacle in the grocery store line. Going, 90, I was going for 100, but good for me! You know? Because it was exciting for me to give baking stuff to people in my community. I want those babies to have cookies. You know, I want them to have some cornbread. I don't care. They will be blessed. I do not care what happens at this point. Do you hear me? It was out of joy. We can give to anything out of joy. We just have to find a way that makes sense to us and not just serve out of an expected, invested, guilty situation. Okay? So that makes so much sense. Thank you. Okay, so here's our recap real quickly before we get to the big one. Okay. So number one, don't clutter your energies with ideas that are not yours. Don't clutter your energy with people, things that are not yours. Number two, learn to be present. That means you do inventory your thoughts and your energy. So simple, right? Okay, number three. Become aware of stealing, and it happens all the time in your relationships. It happens with everything around you. And decide, is it going to become giving? Am I going to give my stuff away freely because I love them? Or am I going to redesign the relationship? Okay? So easy? All right. Number four, does the investment resonate with who I am? Does it resonate with who I am? Okay? Now, with those little bitty steps, you can monitor and create a very healthy life with your investments. Got it? All right, now, if you want to go bigger.
We do.
We start now with finding who I am, and connecting with God, and bringing God into the investments. If I'm aligned with my divine, and my divine consciousness feels and knows the love of Father, Mother, God in all things, I can trust the guidance and invest always to the God in whoever I'm investing in. If I am in my guidance, in my higher self, I don't have to think about anything else. If Spirit says this is what you do, that is what I do. And when I do it from that perspective, I'm saying the God in me seeks to bless the God in you. The God in me seeks to bless the divine that's operating in that company. The God in me seeks to bless whatever I'm investing in, even my job. The God in me seeks to bless this job I do, because I'm following my guidance to show up there. Do you see? Now, if I'm investing in that way, if I'm bringing in that, and you guys know how to get your guidance. You turn within, you meditate, you ask to feel God's love. And when it feels right, when your heart feels open and your soul or your stomach, that pit of your stomach just goes, ease, instead of tight, it's ease. You know, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm going to do it. I just feel Spirit's guiding me to do this. And sometimes you'll get the download in the words that the more you work with it, the more you meditate, the more you connect with the divine, and ask to be an instrument of love. That doesn't mean you go give up your spoons. It means you take your light out into the world. I'm an instrument of love. Now, whatever I do is for the spark of the divine in everything that I do. Now, when I look at the beautiful ball of energy that's around me, what investments am I going to have in there? God this, God that, God this, God that, God this, God that, God this, God that. And it's going to vibrate purity. it's going to vibrate the divine. And I won't have to worry what I'm holding, because I know that I'm doing what I need to do. And this goes to every relationship. It goes to the human personal relationships. It goes to business relationships. It goes to investment relationships. It goes to every single thing. God will guide. God will guide. And I can tell you that because I know it. And I know it because I live it. 30 years. 30 years. I am passionate, opinionated, forceful sometimes. That was especially with my students in healing class. Do you know how many times God had to intervene with Patrick and I over the years? Two young, exuberant, opinionated, strong-willed, God-loving people. We'd fight about God, for crying out loud. Divine intervention, lifting to the light. I'm not here for the human. I'm here to follow your will. And God says, we're here. Let's do this. I'm following the light. Following the light. It's not easy, but when you do, the field becomes light. Everything becomes light. Are y'all with me? All right. I no longer carry anything in my field that is not of God love. And when it's time to let it go, it just rolls off. That's done. That was done. Yay. It just stops. And then other energy investments come through. I had a vision I'll share, and then we'll move to closure. I saw us all as these wee little children coming to the earth with these baskets of energy, of our own creative stuff, and an empty basket. Is there good-sized baskets full of energy? And a good-sized empty basket. And our whole job was to come to the earth and take all the energy we had and invest it and multiply it and play with it and fill the other basket with new experiences, with greater love and greater light. So when we go home, we got two baskets full. We have ours, and we have this beautiful basket full of all the wonderful things that we experienced, all the things we created. And in that vision, I think most of us have got some good things in our little empty basket. Some of us are still fussing and fighting over the original one. But when you think, energy is never lost. You don't lose it, even though you feel drained. It's still yours. Just bring it home. Let go that which does not serve. And if you're ready, turn to that divine. All right, makes sense to every heart here?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's go within. So let's just breathe. Father, Mother God, I ask that what we now do be for the highest blessing of all concerned. So I ask each of you just to feel your heart center and feel a beautiful column of light come over you just to create a safe space for you where you're just in your own energy field. Feel the peace. And I want you to imagine that we can see the investments in this beautiful orb of light around you. So I want you to visualize or imagine, vision in an orb of light around you. You're safe, no one can see you. And now begin to look at the energy within that orb of light. And there may be words, there may be colors, there may be shapes or forms, there may just be a knowing within you. And become aware of how much of you is there. How much of your true nature is in that light. Just no judgment, just become aware. And we don't have to change anything. But I want you to feel the love of God in your heart now. Just feel the light of God. And I want you to take a breath and send that light through everything that you see. Just for a minute. Just for a minute, just send light through it. God, help me with all this energy. Help me with my investment on every level. Just let the light move through it. And just feel the pressure might ease. There may be a little more space for you. Or your orb may be filled with beautiful light. Whatever you sense or see, imagine is perfect for you. Now take your focus just back to you, standing in the center of the light. And in your heart, say, this is mine. I created this. I am a child of God. And just begin to feel the I am within you getting strong. I am calm and serene in the eye of my life. I am calm and serene. And I can choose again. And silently send a prayer to all the energy that you see, whatever you choose. You can choose to give you strength to release things. You can choose to reinvest, whatever you choose. Take a moment now, send a silent prayer into your field. Now focus back to you. I am a child of God. And I am perfect. I am good. I am perfect. Take a breath and let's send that thought throughout the cells of your body, through your energy, the cells of your body. I am perfect. Breathe. Child of God. Send it out. The orb disappears and just feel yourself coming back to the chair that supports you. Father, Mother God, I ask that you bless each here in knowing their divinity, their greatness, their beauty, and their perfection. And I thank you. Gently breathe, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Did you look beautiful? Do you look beautiful now? Was it easy to find a silent prayer? Something just came that needed to be said. Mindfulness. Mindfulness. We can do the meditation today. We can feel better tomorrow. But mindfulness. What is serving? Am I present? Is this divine? Do I need to let this go? Mindfulness. And you don't take a machete to change your life, guys. You don't start whacking things. You walk in love, making decisions, and then just being in that decision, following your heart. It's so easy. Say, yay, God. Yay, God.